Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Elite Kicks back with another video. I'm going to drop this special video for this week talking about the Air Jordan 4 Infrared and how to cop. I've been getting a lot of DMs on Instagram, on my YouTube channel, so I figured let me put out this video a little bit earlier than I anticipated. But with that, guys, let's get into today's video. The Air Jordan 4 Infrared is going to be dropping on June 15th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at most locations. We're talking about the Sneakers app primarily. We'll talk about DSG online. We'll talk about FLX. We'll talk about Finish Line, JD, and a number of other stores. What I'll try to do is focus your attention on the key stores to focus on if you are a manual user. If you're using bots, your strategy is going to be completely different. But with that, the men's sizes are currently scheduled to retail for $200, and the GS sizes are currently scheduled to retail for $160. So the first store I want to talk to you guys about is Finish Line JD Sports. So the question I've been getting a lot is Finish Line JD going to be having an exclusive access event for this shoe or not? Keep in mind, there are two forms of exclusive access. There is the exclusive access in-store, and there is the exclusive access that is for the online shipping version as well. The quote-unquote pre-order is what Finish Line JD has been calling it. For the in-store exclusive access, all the stores need to get their pairs. If a majority of stores, or if there's a good chunk of stores that do not get their pairs, what it's going to shift to is a in-store raffle. So what does that mean for you? So today is June 8th, and I'll most likely be dropping this video either later today or sometime tomorrow. What does that mean for you? That means that probably sometime Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, call your local JD Sports Finish Line, ask them if they're going to be doing an in-store raffle or not. If they tell you they're not sure, ask them when they think they'll know, and they'll gladly probably give you the information. More than likely, if this is going to be a in-store raffle, you're probably talking sometime on Monday or Tuesday, or even Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not sure at this point. It's up in the air. But the good thing is you guys have the information in terms of whether or not it's going to be an in-store raffle or exclusive access event. Now, in terms of copying on Finish Line JD Sports, the best tip I can give you guys is this. Only have one tab open, and the reason you have to only have one tab open is if you have multiple tabs open on the same IP address, your IP is going to get banned and you're not going to be able to cop at all. Other than that, you just have to wait through the queue. You have to be patient, get through the queue. You have to be extremely quick. If for some reason you get, as you're checking out, you get kicked back into the queue, all you need to do is refresh your browser and you'll be back on the page you were at last or wherever you were. Okay, so that's Finish Line JD Sports. Let's talk about Flex. Okay, the Flex stores, we're talking about Foot Locker, Champs, Kids Foot Locker. East Bay really hasn't had anything in a while, but it's still out there. In terms of this shoe, it's loaded up on the app, but it hasn't opened up for reservation. You 100% want to be doing your reservations. You want to be doing the ship to me option as well. Now, in terms of how many points you need, Flex has been going with various different algorithms. Sometimes I have an account that has 2 million plus that hits. Sometimes I have an account that's at about 100K points that hits, lifetime points that is. So what does that mean for you? That means that you need to have multiple accounts. You have multiple accounts that are in different ranges. You have some accounts that are at 100K, some accounts that are at 500K, some accounts that are at 2 million. It will take a little while to develop this, but that is the key thing here with Flex, because you don't know what algorithm they are going to be using. Also, in terms of the Sneakers app, which is what we're going to be talking about next, it is currently loaded up as a 10-minute draw. For the men's sizes, I think I read somewhere that the GS sizes are loaded up as a first come, first serve. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I'm going to assume it's a 10-minute draw. I don't think I've ever seen the men's sizes load up as a 10-minute draw and then the GS sizes loaded up as a first come, first serve. But regardless, you guys need to be prepared for both. The best tips I can give you on the Sneakers app at this point, don't enter immediately. You've got to have multiple accounts, which I keep stressing. And third and finally, do not change your size, okay, just to go for a more profitable size. Whatever size you have put in there, and that's a consistent size that you've been going for, that is the size you need to be going for. It messes up the algorithm. It messes up your chances if you're right down, you're a size 10 and you go for a size 12. It's going to be hard to win. And Also, keep in mind, don't change your size. Don't change your size before every single drop. That's not going to solve the problem either. Let's talk about DSG. It's not loaded up on their calendar. I have been getting conflicting information, but based on the limited number of stock, I'm probably reached a point where I don't think these are going to be dropping on DSG. I think it would have already loaded up. We would have already heard about it. So I'm going to put DSG to the side. Hibbetts, again, with Hibbetts, when you guys are using their online, when you guys are trying to cop online, it's very difficult to hit on Hibbetts, but the key thing here is to use Apple Pay. To use Apple Pay, plus maybe a couple minutes before the drop, you need to start developing some cookies, and you'll see a sign that pops up that says, checking browser. Once you get that sign, that means that it's verified that you're good to go, you're good to check out. Now, in terms of the push and hold button, okay, if you're scrolling too fast, or if you're doing things too fast, you're gonna get a push and hold screen that pops up. That means you're acting too fast. The best way to get around this is simple. Be a little bit more methodical when you're scrolling down to get down in the sizes, and you won't see a push and hold screen. Finally, that leaves us with DTLR, Snipes, and Jimmy Jazz. The best things here, guys, do the raffles on their apps for the in-store raffles. I can't tell you enough. Do the raffles. You will hit at least one pair, probably multiple pairs. The final thing I want to talk to you guys about is leftover day at these places. As I've told you before, the Flex stores, Champs Foot Locker, each district manager does something different. Sometimes they release them the next day at noon. Sometimes they release them 2 days later. The best thing here to keep in mind is talk to your stores when you go out there. If you go out the next day after the shoe releases, just ask them, like, hey, are you guys releasing your unclaimed pairs? Just ask them. And more than likely, if you have a good employee there, they'll just tell you, okay? If they don't know, just ask to talk to their manager, like, hey, I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to get this pair, okay? In terms of Finish Line JD Sports, again, each Finish Line JD Sports does things differently. Some Finish Line JD Sports will release their pairs after 3 o'clock, some after 5 o'clock. Some of them basically have you write down their name, and they'll call you if there's that particular size left over to come and get your pair. In terms of Snipes, usually what happens is you have until, I think it's like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock to pick up your pair, and after that, it becomes first come, first serve. With that, guys, we've talked about a number of stores for the manual users to focus on. We've talked about leftover day. That is going to be the video for today. Next week's video, or Monday's video, which is going to be Monday, June 13th. We're actually going to be talking about the Jordan 4 Infrared again, but we're going to be talking about a hold or sell. This is a Jordan 4. It is a hyped silhouette, which is good. But it's not as hyped in terms of the colorway as the military back. So should you be holding? Should you be selling now? We're going to walk through that analysis. We're going to be doing that on June 13th at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Elite Kicks signing off. Take care, everybody.